Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Light Tarot. It is Monday, April 7th, 2020, and I'm coming to you from Sedona, Arizona. This is going to be a reading for Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node in Cancer. I welcome you. We're going to do your April messages and see what wants to come through for you today. If you're cross-watching, I welcome you as well. Feel free to swap around the characters as it feels right for you. So we're going to do a tarot reading with the Light Seers Tarot, but first we're going to pull a water crystal oracle card since you are a water sign, my dear Cancer, and then we're going to pull you a crystal ally card and get some crystal healing energy, just a crystal that you can work with for the month of April. This reading, though, is also timeless in a sense that if you see this reading 3 months from now or 6 months from now and you're drawn into it, you're drawn to the title, or you're just drawn to the reading, then it can apply to you as well, as we are working with the quantum fields here and time not being so linear. Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention for you, Cancer, or especially someone with a Cancer North Node, Cancer Moon, Cancer Sun, is that last year was probably a very poignant year for you, like a year that felt really important, and even into early this year, and you may still be working through those energies or working with that energy. And that is that the North Node of the Moon was in Cancer for last year and into early into January of this year. In fact, I believe it just moved into Gemini. So what does that mean? The North Node of the Moon is a placement in our natal chart that suggests where our destiny is. It is the sign, whatever sign it's in for you, in your case, Cancer, if you're Cancer North Node, and if you're Cancer Sun or Moon, it still would have affected you greatly. The North Node of the Moon it suggests where what our destiny is, what our soul's purpose is, what we incarnated into this lifetime to accomplish, to have mastery over that particular area. Like, what is your soul purpose? And so with the North Node of the Moon being in Cancer last year, all of the eclipses that we had last year and into early this year, so the January eclipses, we're hitting that point, and I think that you should have been feeling that very strongly. What did I come here to do? What's my purpose? Was most likely a question that was really in your heart, not just in your mind, but as a Cancer being ruled by emotions, the moon. That's why I wore my moonstone today for you. Really something that you were feeling deeply and maybe still are. So if that's something that resonates for you, then please let me know. We'll see what comes through in the reading for you. So Cancer sits on the Cancer-Capricorn axis. The South Node of the Moon was in Capricorn, as you guys are opposite signs. So North Node was Cancer, South Node was Capricorn. And we had so much planetary placements in Capricorn going into this year, and there was this big Saturn Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, and that being your opposite sign. Just really a lot of beginnings and endings, probably mostly endings of things, and perhaps with every ending there's a beginning. So a lot of beginnings and endings. Also Cancer, being the mother, and Capricorn being the father. The mother is, 4th house. Cancer, you're the 4th house. That's our home. It's our safety. It's the way that we mother ourselves. And Capricorn being the father, ruled by, Saturn, the disciplinarian, the one that provides structure and makes us have to work really hard. So this axis of sort of the parents, the mother and the father, and the moon's nodes being on that axis last year and into early this year was really highlighting whether it was our relationship with our parents, the dynamics of the relationship with our parents, bringing up the way that we were parented growing up, and also the way that we are able to extend that to ourselves, the way that we're able to love and nurture ourselves, love ourselves unconditionally. And also with the father aspect, the way that we're able to sort of provide structure in our own lives, discipline ourselves, do the hard work. So a lot of things coming up about those energies for you, especially last year and into early this year. So I wanted to kind of make note of that, feeling like those perhaps were some of the energies that you, Cancer, were working with last year and into this year. All right, so let's get you a water oracle card, and this deck is based on the works of Dr. Isaru Emoto, and if you're not familiar with him, please look him up. It's really amazing work. It really gives you insight into the element of water, your element, and how profound it is that water in itself is a living, conscious being that holds memory. Just like we hold memory, right? That water holds memory of everything it's ever come into contact with. And that because of that, it can be programmed. So it's affected by positivity, it's affected by negativity. Wisdom came through for you. I love that. Yeah, I mean, and look at this water crystal. So he used high-speed photography, and he used distilled water in these controlled settings inside of a laboratory. And he was able to photograph with high-speed photography the way that a frozen water crystal would form these absolutely incredible geometric structures, perfect geometric structures, when the frozen water was subject to positive words, positive thought, and positive intention. That the water was responding to that. And in the same way that when he used negative words, negative talk, negative intention, no crystal would form. It would not form a geometric structure. So his work was really speaking to the power of our words, the power of our intention, the power of our thought, and how it is able to change at a cellular level the structure of water. And as humans, we are comprised of water, almost completely of water. It's such a huge part of who we are. And so it really just, it has such big implications, doesn't it? So in any event, if that's something that you're interested in, please, there's documentaries, there's books. This oracle deck is just super amazing. So feel free to do your own research. So wisdom is coming up for you, Cancer. You have a lot of wisdom. Maybe you've really been on a quest, on a search, on a search for higher knowledge, looking deep within yourself. And that's why I was saying with this North Node, South Node that you went through last year in Cancer, Capricorn, a lot of inward searching probably coming up for you. I love it. It's so beautiful. So we're going to use that to sort of anchor the reading, and we'll say anchor instead of ground because you're a water sign, and anchors are used to keep boats kind of in place. So we're going to say that that wisdom card is going to anchor this reading. So let's get you a crystal card from this amazing Crystal Allies deck, Crystal Allies card. And I've shuffled all of the decks already. I've burned sage, vetiver, dragon's blood, frankincense and myrrh, and white copal. And of course, as always, I have invited in the guides, pure unconditional love, source energy, the archangels, the elements to join us here today. So we are good. And let's get you one crystal card, Cancer. Oops, I had them upside down. Interesting, barite. This is a really, barite is such a magnetic, like powerful stone. I don't have any pieces to show you. I don't think that I have any barite. And this is just an amazing card, and it says revelation. So that kind of goes along with wisdom. And on the border, you can kind of see the lightning bolts. So with this deck, she has like 6 categories, the 4 elements, and then spirit and ether. And she actually calls air storm. So this is a storm card associated with the air element. And this is suggesting that there has been some kind of big revelation for you, or that you're having big revelations. And I'm not surprised, like I said, you know, with your sign having sat on the north node of the moon last year, you were probably asking yourself some really important questions and really digging deep. And this is showing like lightning is a revelation. It's aha moments. I mean, look at that. It's so powerful. All of that yellow and red energy, like just like an explosion of energy. And going along with the wisdom card, you know, going along with this wisdom card, that there has definitely been some big moments for you, some big moments of truth about your life, about what you want to do with your life, about what's important, like what's driving you. It's really beautiful. Let's just take a quick look at the book. So this is the book that accompanies this deck, and you can see that is the author. She's from Sedona. So let's see. So there's water, wind, storm. Okay. Storm, the element of storm is about change. And that's kind of like I said, what I was feeling for you, like a lot of questioning around your life purpose. You know, your life purpose. So barite is good for all chakras. It almost looks like a metal when I've seen barite. It's a barium sulfide mineral that's in the same group as celestite. So it helps to clear blockages, and it stimulates your reception of messages and insights from spiritual sources. Hence, you know, the revelation. Yeah, it's the aha moment, she says. It's the sudden and dramatic perception of truth, a new perspective, or a level of reality that was not previously available to you. It supports a perfect energy state to allow for this revelatory experience. It opens doors to other dimensions. I love that. And it reveals the support of alternative dimensions and otherworldly allies. It helps to open the channels through which communication can occur between the divine and the person receiving the revelation. She's saying that it doesn't have to occur through spiritual fireworks, this revelation. It doesn't have to be so dramatic, that it can actually occur in more quiet moments, just the moments where you're present with nature, you know, maybe just sitting quietly, doing art, you know, whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes the smallest moments of joy and peace can open you to a revelation. And it can also serve to reduce your fears. So it's almost like in The Wizard of Oz when the curtain was pulled back. It's that kind of a thing. Showing truth behind the illusion. I love that. So it's coming into your reading today to prepare you for the experience of revelation, that something is about to be revealed to you. And it will enable you to understand the plan that the divine has for you. That's really amazing. And that's why I was saying, you know, for some of you, this has been a process that has been ongoing for you since last year. Like really, I was, you know, really feeling that for you guys, like you're really craving that. So this is a wonderful way to start the reading. Wisdom and revelation. I mean, that's pretty powerful. All right, my dear Cancer, let us move on to the tarot portion. So we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I think we're going to start with 3 cards, and we'll use that as your past energy, the energies that you've moved through. And then we'll do 3 cards for the present, and then we'll do 3 cards for future energy, okay? So I hope that you like that. We'll do a 9-card block. And let's see what wants to come through for you, my dear Cancer. I hope that you're all healthy, that your families are doing well, your friends, your loved ones, and that you are in a safe space where, you know, where you're feeling safe and connected and grounded. And I just hope that you're doing really well. So 3 cards for Cancer for past energy, please. All right, the first card out is the King of Wands. Well, that's amazing. Second card is the 4 of Wands. That's beautiful, Cancer. 2 4s, and the third card is the 4 of Swords. Okay, so the King of Wands is most likely you. And it's interesting that this would come out with the wisdom and the revelation. You know, fire energy. This is a card of Aries, Leo, Sag. We'll just say, you know, definitely has a Leo feel to it. And for me, also representative of Aries, and that's Aries season. So this is a past energy for you where you were really feeling inspired to make changes. And the reason why I say the change is because he has a salamander on his shirt. You see that salamander? And the thing about salamanders is that they're like a shamanic energy. So when the salamander comes into your life, it shows that you have been able to sort of go into the deepest, darkest corners of yourself. The salamander is said to be an animal that comes out of the fire, that it literally comes out of the fire. Like the indigenous people, the Native Americans would, you know, say that the salamander would come out of the fire. And so it's as if, you know, it can move through the underworld. It can move into the other worlds, into the shadow. And so for that reason, the King of Wands for me is a shaman. He is a shaman. So it's suggesting that, you know, that you've emerged, even the red in his shirt, that you've emerged, you know, from this time in your life where you've really been going into the darkest corners of yourself, and you emerge out, you know, with this wand of light, of fire, of passion and creativity as a leader. The lion, you know, is also his spirit animal as well, and that's speaking to courage, that it really takes courage to get to this level. You know, he has mastery over the wands, and the wands are the action that we take out into the world. It's our creative drive, it's our passion, it's even our beliefs as well. And he has a mastery over that. Now with the 4 of Wands coming in, you know, this has been coming in for every single reading that I've done for Aries season. This is now, let's see, Aries, it came out in Taurus and Gemini. And now it's coming out again for Cancer. It's so interesting. And I think this is the collective energy, that everyone is looking toward their foundation of their life. 2020 being the year of 4, 2020, 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's a year of foundations. It's a year where we're looking at our foundations. And we knew this going into 2020, but now even more than ever, you know, with the world sort of being at a standstill, we're looking at the foundation that we built so far, and we're saying, you know, is this the foundation that I want? Is this the foundation that is going to sustain me? Is this foundation solid? Is it solid? because we have another 4 coming out. And this is the 4 of Swords. And this is where she's sort of gone into the nest egg to rest, to do some healing. This is where we come out of the 3 of Swords, where there's been some pain, you know, some pain, and now she's resting. So it's suggesting that, you know, there's a lot of creative drive running through you right now, Cancer. It's fire energy that, you know, fire energy. And now this could have been last week, last month, or last year. So I feel like this energy for you, it has been more of a recent past, you know, like this could have been last week, the week before, last month. And that you're required to do some resting right now. And you see her heart's there. She's keeping her heart very close. And she's just going into the egg, into the nest, I'm sorry. And so this can even represent, like I was saying, that that Cancer energy of parenting yourself, of mothering yourself, of even fathering yourself. Because the father can also be nurturing in his own way. But yeah, she's really just taking a rest here. She's kind of put everything down. She's putting everything down, all of this passion, and she's taking a rest. Interesting. So let's see what wants to come out for the present energy. Okay. And the 4s are where we pause. In the 4 of Wands, we're pausing to celebrate, you know, we're pausing to celebrate in the 4 of Wands. And in the 4 of Swords, we're pausing to rest. And I think that I'm feeling like you have all of this wisdom and you're having these aha moments, but that your passion is paused right now. It's still there, but it's sort of needing to take a rest. And that's definitely indicative of, you know, the situation that we're in globally, what we're in globally. One more, and then we're going to get 3 cards for the present energy. Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, beautiful, and the 7 of Cups. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. You know, presently you are tapping into your own element. You're tapping into your own element. We go from the King to the Queen. So in the beginning of the year, last month, the beginning of the year, last year, it was very action oriented. It was about taking the action. It was about the doing. It was about the drive. It was very masculine, you know, Aries energy, let's just say, that fire of doing, of going, of getting, of magnetizing things to you, that manifestation that occurs from the solar plexus, from the doing, from the fire. And now you're moving into a receptive mode. It's receptive. This came out for the Gemini reading too. So it's a feminine energy that's coming in now. It's a surrender. It's going into your emotional body. You know, her hands are up to receive, you know, information from your own element, from your water element, this wisdom that accompanies the water element. She's going into the emotions. She's going into the intuition, into the inner knowing. You know, it's very powerful that you're coming up as a king and a queen, that there was a balancing of your masculine and feminine. And perhaps that happened during the North Node, South Node transit between Cancer and Capricorn, the mother and the father, that there was a sort of, you know, that it was highlighted. The masculine and feminine were highlighted for you in a big way. I think you're realizing right now that for your independence, because that's the Nine of Pentacles that's coming up now, and it's going to sit at the heart of your reading. That this independent person, and this isn't gender specific, guys, it's an energy, the feminine energy, the masculine energy. We all have it, you know, within us. But it's all surrounding your independence, your ability to provide for yourself, your ability to, and these are pentacles, so there are things in the physical, the things you can see and you can feel and you can touch. And I love that this Nine of Pentacles, she's wearing white, and the bird that's guiding her is white. It shows a sort of purity about it, you know, that she is coming from a pure place in her desire for her own independence, you know, that she's not trying to rely on anyone else to provide for her, that she wants to work hard. You know, the Nine of Pentacles, it suggests that there's been a lot of hard work to get to that level, and this is in the present. So this is saying that you have achieved a certain level of independence. And if you're like, well, no, I haven't, that's fine, but you've made a lot of strides. You've made a lot of strides to get there. You know what you want your foundation to look like. You have a specific idea of what that's going to look like for you. And, you know, this is a card of union. So if you are in relationship, I think that this is just really speaking to being a contributing factor, a person who contributes into that dynamic, into the relationship, into the, you know, the family, the things at home for you. So it's really beautiful that this is kind of like sitting at the heart of your reading, just wanting to be able to take care of yourself. And that could even be coming out of this mother-father energy of the North Node in Cancer, the South Node in Capricorn, that now you feel like an adult, maybe for the first time in your life, that you're really feeling independent, you know, like, and it doesn't have to be with money or a living situation. It can just mean that you know how to take care of yourself, that you know how to both provide structure and discipline for yourself in your life, and that you can also care for your emotional needs, your physical body's needs. Nurture yourself in a loving way. The Queen of Cups she is love. She's total love, you know. She's highly intuitive. And Cancer, you are highly intuitive. You feel everything. You feel it, and you feel it from a heart space, you know. And that's like when I was talking about water having information, she is getting information from her own element. Like, she's half in it, she's half above it. Her crown is literally made of water, and she's surrendering. There is, with this Queen of Cups, I feel a surrender from her. It's an energy of surrender, that maybe right now you're not able to go out and do, that maybe right now you just have to be. Just be. And it's about getting into your heart space, getting into your intuitive body, listening with your heart. Her eyes are closed, you know, her eyes are closed. And it goes from the Four of Swords to the Queen of Wands. Her eyes are closed too. It's like she just took a rest, and then she got up from the rest, and she didn't even need to open her eyes, because now she's feeling everything. You emerged from this time, this rest time, as this Queen of Cups, or you will be, you know, very soon. It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So with the Seven of Cups coming in, see the Seven of Cups here? So more water energy. This is a card of Neptune. With Neptune, it can be a little confusing. And I believe that we do have Neptune. There is a placement right now in the sky that is creating this sort of like dreamy confusion that's happening. So you have these 7 cups. It could mean that you were exploring your options, you know, getting back to the place of the King of Wands and the Four of Wands, with all of, you know, the sort of doing and action, where now you have these options, or you're looking at your options and you're not really sure where to go and what to do. Because at the heart of the reading, you know, is this independence. It is this being able to provide for yourself, being happy, you know, being happy, being successful and proud of yourself. But the 7 of Cups comes in to say that there is a little bit of confusion. There are a lot of options. You know, what do I do? Which one do I pick? It's not clear. It's not clear. You know, you can't really see. You can't see everything here. It's kind of like when the Moon card comes out, that some of these cups may have, you know, potentially dangerous things in them, and that some of them may be the cup that contains our wish fulfillment, and we don't know which one to pick. So there is a certain sense of confusion right now, but coming out as the Queen of Cups in the present, it's like he's looking and he is thinking. I see him as thinking. She's feeling. So if you're looking to, you know, make this happen, right? It's about feeling, not so much about thinking. Really taking the time, really taking the space, giving yourself the space to think about it, to feel it, not to think about it. Yes, you have to have a certain high-mindedness, you know, and come from your higher consciousness, your wisdom, but that it has to be a level of surrendering to the way that it makes you feel, really makes you feel. If you are in a place where you're really deciding between these different options, whether it's living where you live, where you work, relationships, you're gonna have to surrender and go inward from your deepest knowing and how it makes you feel, how it makes you feel. The King of Wands, the energy that you were holding in your recent past, is very confident. He's very confident. So this sort of like confidence from a material standpoint, from like this red shirt, the material world, like a physical confidence, to the intuition of the Queen of Cups. You know, you should be able to decipher and decide which one of these is right for you. And also, this could really be you like reevaluating your life, because when the 7s come, they're challenges. But the 7 is such a spiritual number that it's a spiritual challenge. It really is. It's a challenge that has the power to change our whole life. So he is asking himself here, is it a dream worth pursuing? Is it a dream worth pursuing? And when we ask ourselves, is it a dream worth pursuing? You know, we have to really come from this place. But also, with everything that's happening right now in the world, in the collective, globally, in these unprecedented times, I think a lot of people are asking this question. You're not alone. We're looking at the things that we've built, the things that we've dreamt about, the things that we've already had, the things we currently have, the things we thought that we wanted to have, and we're asking what's really important, given the circumstances, given this newfound wisdom that you're holding, these revelations that you're having are now, you know, really asking you, what's really important? What are the dreams that are really worth pursuing? It's a bigger picture energy. Even though there aren't any major arcanas coming out yet, it still is like looking at the bigger picture. And I was actually getting that message for you earlier as I was making some coffee and boiling water for my coffee. I was thinking like, is, you know, what's worth it? Is it worth it? The 7 was coming to mind for me, for you. So interesting. Let's get your future cards, and then I think we'll pull a few clarifiers for you, just to get some more information so that we can really like dig into this a little bit more. Is it a dream worth pursuing? What's worth it? What's important? What's really important? It's all around like your own sense of stability, your own sense of being able to take care of yourself, be independent. Even if you have a family, you know, even if you have a relationship, like I said, that you really want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and feel that success. And with this white bird coming in for her, it's like that she's supported by spirit. It's a white bird. It represents purity, you know, purity, like higher level stuff here. It's way higher level. Some of these cups in the 7 of Cups could have been like old things that you were interested in that just no longer serve you anymore. Everything's changed, you know? Everything's changed. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. With death coming in. Okay, so here's the bigger energies, and they're coming up in your future placement. So perhaps like you really are sort of in this 7 of Cups, Queen of Cups energy right now, where you are surrendering to your inner knowing. There's a going within happening, and you're asking the big question. Is it a dream worth pursuing? What is this worth? What is that worth? What is it? How does it make me feel? How does it make me feel? Because here we have death and rebirth. Death and rebirth coming in. I think this came in for Taurus. It's happening, you know? There's going to be endings. You're going to decide that some things need to end so that new things can be reborn. That's the Page of Wands. This came out in a collective reading I did like last week, that we're all being reborn. She's young. You know, this queen, this king, you know, they're seniors. It's not an age thing, but I mean, you know, with the court cards, you know, the king and the queen, they're like, you know, that sort of elder energy. They, like I said, there's a mastery here. The page is young and fresh, and this is the rebirth. And you're coming back out with a totally new opportunity, a fresh start. Like your soul is on fire once again. Once you let what needs to end in your life, and that could be internal things. That could be, you know, the kind of like habits that you've had, letting those die. It could be, you know, a way of thinking, leaving behind a certain way of thinking. It could be a relationship that you just can't seem to emotionally get rid of. Maybe you've already broken up with the person. It could be, you know, just a certain emotion that you've been carrying around with you, old grievances, or it could be things in the physical. It could be a job. It could be friendships that no longer serve you. Think about it for yourself. What needs to die so that you can be reborn totally fresh and totally new, still having this wisdom, still having this emotional intelligence, still having this fire and confidence, you know, still having that, the courage, but being fresh again. It's a whole new outlook on life. It's a whole new outlook on life. But she had to let something die for this rebirth to happen. The Hermit coming in. The Hermit coming in the future. So, and it's coming in under the 7 of Cups. This may not be something that you're going to be ready to share with everyone right away. There's a certain protectiveness about it, Virgo energy. The Hermit He's in the dark, but he goes into the dark intentionally. He wants to go there. He's not forced to go there. He wants to go there. So if this is going to be you, it's going to be because you want to go there for a little while. And really reflect and really look inward, you know, and find more wisdom within that space. It's almost like taking a pause before you full on go out into the world as this new page. And also this could really speak to, you know, this whole time of self-isolation, that we still may be doing that a little bit, even after the stores and restaurants and all the places start reopening again, that you may not want to get back into that so quickly, you know, jump back on the train so quickly, that you are going to feel so reborn that it's going to take some time to adjust to the outside world to be able to fully express this right away. That there just may be a little pause before you do that, making sure that you feel safe doing that. It feels big, you know, it feels really big for you, Cancer, like for so many, that so many things are changing, and that you really have, you have this desire, you know, that's why the wands came out first. It goes back to your desire, what you really, really desire your life to be, you know. And I love this like Four of Swords with the Hermit energy. It's that rest and rejuvenation. You know, the Hermit, he has like his North Star with him. So he knows his hopes and dreams and wishes, and he carries that North Star inside of him, you know, with him, so that it's lighting the way for him in the dark. It doesn't feel so dark. He's got his own light within. This is about your own light within, the light within you that's going to guide you as you are being reborn, as you're having like this sense of renewed passion, renewed hope, just a whole new desire to go out and conquer the world. To go out and conquer the world. Yeah. That's really beautiful. It's a really lovely reading. You know, it really, really is. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to get some of the energy oracle cards so that we can get some clarifiers for some of these. Okay. So I think what we're going to do, whoops. I think what we'll do is we'll clarify some of the present energy. So I think we will clarify this Seven of Cups. We'll get some clarifiers for that to see maybe, you know, these options, this sort of big question of, is it a dream worth pursuing? What is it worth? How does it make me feel? You know, that kind of thing. Let's get some clarifiers. This one wanted to pop out. Strategy. Yes, that really makes sense. This Seven of Cups, that there is a sort of strategy happening for you right now. You know, you could be like with pen and paper right now, writing out your goals, you know, or on a computer as well, like really strategizing. If I choose this, then I have to do this. If I do this, then this is what I have to do. So a lot of strategy happening for you right now, because just remember, the heart of your reading is the Nine of Pentacles. That is at the heart of your reading. So yeah, you are strategizing right now. And I like that for you, Cancer, because it shows that you're not drowning, in your own element right now. You know, you're taking action, because remember, you were coming out as the King of Wands. He takes action. He is action. That's why I was saying he's like total solar plexus. energy, action, action, doing. So in your confusion, in, you know, whatever, it may not even feel that confusing for you. You just may have a lot of really great options right now. You know, you're strategizing. And that's like the perfect thing to do. So you are using like your higher mind here. And I love that. That's really great. I'm not really seeing like anything with regards to a relationship necessarily, although the Four of Swords, you know, because it comes after the Three of Swords where there was kind of like some heartache. I'm not seeing necessarily anything surrounding a relationship. But let's get a card for this past energy of the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords. So we'll do one for the Four of Wands, about your foundation, about this time where there was like foundation building. I'm not going to take jumpers, okay? And then we'll do one for the Four of Swords. So Four of Wands. Door to personal healing and happiness. Yeah, it's about this Four of Wands, this foundation. You know, for you, it has a lot to do with healing, you know, and personal healing and happiness. It's not necessarily about the money. You know, the only pentacles that came out in this reading is the Nine of Pentacles. So it's suggesting that this is about passion. This is about, you know, the Queen of Cups is all about the heart's desires and healing. So that your foundation has a lot to do with your own healing, like your own healing journey. Okay, and that's really beautiful. And again, with that last year North Node, South Node in Cancer and Capricorn, it really could be like surrounding, you know, your upbringing and some of maybe your wounding in childhood. Not that, you know, your parents were bad people or anything, but kind of like doing some healing on childhood, and that this is a doorway. You know, this whole time is like I was saying, it's about destiny. It's almost like that's the doorway to destiny. And again, 3 and a 4 breaking down to a 7, another 7, like a very, very spiritual number. This is, you know, this is a spiritual energy that you're moving through right now. It is rooted in the spiritual. It's not so much rooted in the physical. And then the 4, wow. Okay, you can't make this up. The Four of Swords. So in the past, or your foundation, right? The past or the foundation, I asked for a clarifier for this Four of Swords, and what came out was a broken heart. So it is suggesting, again, it doesn't have to be about a relationship, but look, I mean, here's the heart, here's the heart. It's about healing your heart. You rested to heal your heart. Now, yeah, I mean, the cards don't lie. So, and that's a number 9, wish fulfillment. Your 9 is your wish fulfillment. So that's very interesting. Yeah, it's just kind of validating that there was, you know, some heart healing that needed to take place. And even with the Hermit coming out as a future energy, you know, the reason why I was saying that the Hermit, he intentionally goes inside, he intentionally goes into Hermit mode. No one pushes him in there. A lot of times it is because there are some unresolved issues in the heart. So I feel like this is something that's sort of like that you've been carrying with you for a while, Cancer, that there has been, you know, some you know, heart healing that you've needed surrounding relationships, surrounding the relationship with yourself, but probably with, you know, with the relationship with a partner, an intimate partner, friendships, you know, family, whatever that is for you. Okay, so now we know like a little bit more about the foundation. And then let's get a card for this death and rebirth energy that's coming up for you in the future. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. She is... wow, and that is second chakra is your sacral. So that's, you know, about feeling safe in your body. It's about the emotional realm, where your creativity is. That is about the reproductive area as well, our sexuality. And this death and rebirth, Ariel, there is an archangel coming in to support you with this. She's also the angel of abundance and prosperity as well. But this is second chakra, so this death and rebirth is definitely surrounding, it's an emotional death and rebirth. It's letting go of some of these emotions, of this, because, you know, this happens in the heart. But, you know, a broken heart happens in the heart, right? But it also happens inside the, you know, the other chakras. For some of you, this could be around childbirth, around a child. If some of you may have lost a child or had a miscarriage is something that I'm hearing. And if that's the case, you know, there are angels with you. Could be surrounding your fertility as well. That some of you really have dreams of having children and you really want to make that happen, and maybe it hasn't come to fruition yet. That there are archangels with you. There's an angel with you supporting you during this death and rebirth. I actually would like to read a little bit because this feels kind of big, you guys. So 36, breaking down to another 9. So we've got 3 9s now. Wish fulfillment. So that's really beautiful. The second chakra vibrates in the energy of a beautiful angel Ariel. She sends bright orange energy, promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. About becoming intimate again, opening your heart again, but through the lower chakras. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. That's beautiful. So yeah, this death and rebirth definitely could be around, you know, opening up your heart again to a new relationship. It could even be healing inside an existing relationship. If there were, you know, some big challenges in your relationship, Cancer, that you went through with your significant other, that there has been, you know, healing happening, and that, you know, that there's been a very specific strategy around how to heal that relationship, a going within, that you may have had to be like independent for a while. Maybe there was a pause, all of these 4s, a pause on the relationship, and that it could, you know, it could be ready for healing again. But with the Page of Wands coming in, you know, this Archangel Ariel is speaking to renewed creativity. Renewed creativity, and that's the Page of Wands, is renewed creativity. And just opening yourself to intimacy again. So we'll see, you know, if that resonates for you, Cancer. Let's get a card for the Hermit. Okay, this is a very interesting reading, Cancer. It's very interesting. You know, I feel your energy really deeply right now for whatever group of Cancers I'm reading for right now. I feel your energy. It's really heartfelt, and it's full of desire for self-improvement, desire to be of service, desire for your own soul's growth. That's the core of this reading that I'm feeling, is like a desire to be a productive and contributing member to the collective from a heart space, from a place of passion and creativity. Okay. Deceit came out under the Hermit. So, okay. let's not get all upset about this. Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck is Raphael. So with the Queen of Cups coming up, you are going to feel highly intuitive, like you can feel everything, psychic even. And you're going to be carrying that forward. You know, the energies that we embody don't just go away. So even when you're in this Page of Wands, feeling like renewed and reborn, you're still going to have this Queen of Cups with you. And with the Hermit coming out, you're going within, you know, and this could, because of this energy. So this could be you, you know, having some energies around you that may not be totally truthful or be in your corner 100%, really have your back. And I think it's going to be a retreat from that, because when you're reborn, when you're in this energy, the world is yours. The world is your oyster. You know, she's got like the whole world in her hands here, waiting for her. And so I think that this is you being very protective of your energy. Archangel Raphael coming out at the bottom, you know, saying that he's protecting your heart. He is there to protect your heart. Let's get another card for that. I might even pull another from the Light Seers Tarot for that too. It's nothing to be afraid of. Another 7. Another 7. And this could be you checking yourself too. Here's the other thing. This could be you like doing a check-in with yourself to make sure that the decisions that you're going to make, the moves that you're going to make as this Page of Wands, that you're not deceiving yourself. Okay? So when the Hermit goes within, like I said, it's for a reason. You know, it's for a reason. He doesn't just go there because it's like the cool thing to do, or because he's bored and he has nothing else to do. He goes there for a reason. And this doesn't have to last for a long time either. The world, wow. I just said she's got the whole world in her hands. The world is yours. And I think that that may scare you a little bit, Cancer. It could just be the fear of the unknown, the fear of being hurt again. So with that being said, with this Hermit mode, because you're going like from this, look at these energies, Cancer. From this energy to this energy. The cards are very interesting. It's giving me two possibilities. This is what I'm feeling. There are going to be some Cancers after this death and rebirth that are going to fly high and go for it without hesitation, knowing that they're provided for, protected, safe, and that their inspirations are in alignment with their new truth. And there may be some Cancers who, after this death and rebirth, who may really need some time, because this is all coming after this death and rebirth. There may be some Cancers that are going to have to go within and just self-isolate. I mean, I can't even believe this word is coming up again, but that you may go there. It's feeling like a choice, and there is no right or wrong. These are like two camps. There is no right or wrong, because the Hermit is an amazing energy. It's an amazing energy to hold. He's looking out over the world, you know, avoiding this deceit, this perceived deceit. There's a few different ways that this can go. This could also suggest that you're going to be so full of these great ideas, like you have this grand plan for yourself that you really don't want to share it with people, that you really may not want to share it with everybody, that you're going to be a little bit quiet about it. So, my dear Cancer, you know, the choice is yours. these are future energies. And with that being said, these are different timelines that you can walk on. You know, nothing is set in stone. I'm not really a predictive reader because for that reason, unless I get something, you know, really like a hit that's really, really strong. Predictive reading, you know, this isn't fortune telling. And that's because we have free will and we are free to create our own future. So this is showing me the energies that are available to you. I would say, you know, to do things not so much out of fear, but out of love. But that being said, fear is a valid emotion. Fear is a valid primal response. If we didn't have fear, we would all just go and jump off of every cliff, and, you know, we all would have been eaten by lions thousands of years ago if we didn't have fear. It's a primal response that's there for a reason. That we can't like always shame fear. But that being said, it's about being discerning, being in our know, being in our flow, to know when we should be afraid of something and when we shouldn't. When it's an irrational fear versus a rational fear. Being in the know. The energies that you are embodying and have been embodying and will embody are powerful, Cancer. Powerful. It's water and fire. Look at you. Wise, a leader, a mother, intuitive, loving, and just young and fresh and full of life. So that's really beautiful. But there is going to be things that you have to let go of, that you have to let die. You know, it's about your door to personal healing and happiness. It's about your foundation. It's about your independence. And there are going to be things that have to go, whether it's things within you, whether it's things in the external. You know that. Keep resting if you need to with this broken heart that you've had. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's going to do it for the tarot portion. I hope that this is resonating for some of you. I always wonder. Let's get you an angel card real quick. Well, you know what? I think we're good on the angel cards. You've got Ariel there. I think we're good on the angel cards. Let's get you a Moonology card since you are a moon sign. Again, these have all been pre-shuffled, so we're just going to get to it. And allow the revelations to come. Remember with that card, the crystal card, about holding the space for the revelations to come, for the divine wisdom to come. This one wanted to come out. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. That's your King of Wands. That King of Wands doesn't want to go away. He doesn't want to go away. He wants you to take action. New moon in Aries. So this is speaking to setting intentions as well. During the new moon, we set our intentions. We sort of strategize. We strategize. You're going to know when it's the right time to take action. We are in Aries season right now still. We've got several more weeks left. Aries is a time of action. You know, when we do take action, like I said, it's, you know, it's that King of Wands energy. So what it's saying is don't rest for too long. Don't rest on your laurels. Keep strategizing. Keep strategizing. Push things along as much as you can, you know, while holding the balance between the rest and the action, okay? And let's get you one more card. We're going to do the Starseed Oracle deck by the beautiful Rebecca Campbell, and this artwork is by Danielle Noel. So for you Cancers who are the light workers, the star seeds, the angelics, the earth seeds, the old souls, we'll end with one of these cards. So one card for my dear Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Please, one card. Someone might want to tell you that they're sorry, Cancer, and right or wrong. Wow. Wow, that's really profound. I'm sorry. Defenselessness, letting down the guard. Letting down the guard. Writing past wrongs and uprooting. And at the bottom of the deck, called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. This is about resolving grievances, because I did hear that, resolving grievances. And there's your North Node in Cancer. There it is. Step up. Step up to your soul's calling. You're being called. Soul gifts and training. You're walking through that door. There's another door. You've got your door to healing and personal happiness. There's your door. There's you walking through it. You're being called. Maybe that's why it's time to take action, you know? And I know, like, you're like, how do I take action? Like, I can't do anything right now. It's okay. Like, when this passes, you'll know when the time is right. Wow, that is amazing. I do want to read from the book about what the I'm sorry means. It is about letting down your defenses. If you have any wrongs that you would like to right, that maybe you've been thinking about it a lot because, you know, of what we're all going through, of the energies that we're moving through, this great awakening that the community is having. We're living in divisive times. When we're hurt and triggered, we tend to see things as a personal attack rather than as an opportunity for healing. If we were to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of right and wrong. And this may be some of the energy that you're working with right now, you know, in this Queen of Cups energy. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. That's your, you know, part of your Three of Swords, broken heart, Four of Swords. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive, personally, ancestrally, and collectively. The shadows, hate, wounds, separation, severing, wrongs, and sadness. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people. To say, I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict or oppression. This isn't about blame. It's about unwinding the pattern that got us here. You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in or do healing work on your ancestral line. And this is the inquiry that you can ask yourself as a starseed. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? And you are being called. You are being called, and I'm sure you feel it. It's like your destiny awaits. Your destiny is like, it's waiting for you, Cancer. All right, my dear Crabbys, my dear Cancerians. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, with the Cancers, it's like you have this, you know, such a soft, loving inside, right? And because of that, you've had to put up this protective armor of the shell, you know, the crab shell. And so with everything that we're going through as a collective, as a group, as humanity, that, you know, we're all feeling so connected, to realize, like, I'm going to use the F word, but fuck it. Like, let me drop these defenses. Let me just take this shell off and feel like you can breathe again, like you can move. And I think so many of us are doing that. And so I really commend you if this is the energy that you're working with right now. And I want to say, you know, bless you on your journey, and I wish you so much love and abundance. I wish you your door to healing and happiness. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, Cancer, take care. Bye-bye.